Hi, I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm part of the Chart Guys community. I've been a trader and technical analyst for 8 years. Let's go over the price action for Wednesday, February 7th, 2024. Let's make my face a little bit smaller. We'll go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day, and a little cannabis, starting out with new all-time highs on ES. And we had a monthly squeeze. I've been pointing this out to our members and on these videos. When a monthly squeeze fires bullish, which this one has, let me kind of zoom in on it so you can see it. There, we fired bull. Typically, you have 6 to 8 bars of continuation. In this chart time frame, monthly, that would mean 6 to 8 months of follow through. So we've already had 1, 2. You'd expect at least 4, 5, or 6 more. It's not an always type of rule, it's just a general rule of thumb. So that is ES. NASDAQ broke out to new all-time highs today. RTY has a squeeze. You can see here we haven't even fired bullish yet. And I think RTY is the missing component to the market, and we'll talk a little bit more about that, the Russell. And then the Dow has a monthly squeeze, and we broke out to new all-time highs. So new all-time highs for everyone but the Russell. And I want to go back and do a little history lesson looking at pre-COVID conditions. So if we go back to pre-COVID here, SPY had higher high, higher low, higher high, and then dump. QQQ, higher high, higher low, higher high, dump. IWM, the Russell, higher high, higher low, lower high, dump. This was a bearish divergence signal, the fact that Russell could not keep up with the higher highs and SPY and NASDAQ could. It was a small canary. And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen right now, but I do have my eyes pretty peeled on RTY and this weekly equilibrium pattern because the Russell names stand to benefit the most from rate cuts. So this should start to be priced in at some point. So I'm looking for the Russell to catch up, and again, we have this monthly squeeze. So why are we hitting new all-time highs this week? We had to get last week out of the way. The Super Bowl of earnings, Amazon, Microsoft, Netflix, Meta, the last week and a half. We had to get all of that out of the way. FOMC interest rate decision, get it out of the way. And now the markets are like, oh, okay, pretty much everybody beat the big boys. Apple had a small China decline in sales, and then we had Google with a miss. But otherwise, they were just glowing earnings reviews. So it's like the market is breathing a sigh of relief, and it's like, okay, well, now we can go higher because we got that out the way. Not that we still are not in the thick of earnings season, but technology has benefited. So we have names with the most upside potential that haven't reported yet, like NVIDIA. We see huge buying of NVIDIA because NVIDIA hasn't reported yet. So if you're buying Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, they've already reported and you're buying daily bull flags. With NVIDIA, this is still a question mark. This is an unknown. This is an opportunity to possibly buy, and we're getting upgrades every morning. It's just they're buying this hand over fist. Let's go back up to the top and let's stay organized. So on ES, daily bull flag confirmed. Daily double inside bars broke bull. NASDAQ, daily bull flag confirmed. RTY, Russell is struggling with the daily 50 MA overhead. We do have a squeeze. Let's see if we can get over 50 RSI, the daily EMAs, and the daily simple moving average. I will commend the IWM bulls. They had a big dump at open, and then they recovered very nicely. They didn't recover green, but they did recover, and that's quite a feat to have this type of recovery midday. Dow, we discussed new all-time high. We had the VIX still in a weekly equilibrium. So the higher low is at 1241. We broke the daily equilibrium to the bearish side, and that behooved the market. Bulls, looking at the dollar. The dollar has a potential daily bull flag. We're in a 4-hour downtrend. We've had weakness today, and again, that helped the market. Looking at Bitcoin, we have Bitcoin with a huge move over that 43,700. And we talk about these squeezes all the time. Look at this high compression squeeze. This was just like getting a can of Coke and shaking it up and then popping the top. And then that pressure gets released. And that's what we saw happen today. And with that pressure release and bull break, we had bull volume. Nice follow through for Bitcoin bulls. We had Riot outperforming with the miners. We were unable to get through this 1136 meaningfully. We double top with this 1140 right here. But otherwise, crypto had a great day. Looking at XLF. We have a daily EQ and we double topped at 39.16, 39.17. This morning, XLF was really heavy and then they recovered in a very big way. We have XLV with new all-time highs today. Gold had some weakness, which was an opportunity. This was an absolute opportunity today for gold to jump through the next hurdle because dollar was resting and sleeping and gold bulls just could not hold gains. They have a 4-hour uptrend right now, but on the daily, we're still struggling with the simple 50 moving average overhead. Oil, I was looking for this potential weekly bear flag, and I pointed out that we had an hourly rising wedge this morning. I didn't redraw my lines. I could tweak them right now. But overall, we're still not getting new highs with follow through. It's all about 74.50. That will determine whether this is a weekly bear flag or do we go higher. Apple looked like an hourly rising wedge this morning. When you look, you get these tiny higher highs without follow through. So I pointed it out in pregame and on the live stream this morning. We had the daily 50 moving average, simple moving average. Right here, you can see the yellow line overhead. Right there. We're looking for a daily lower high. And Apple was definitely the weaker component to the market today. It attempted a bounce, couldn't get over the daily 50 MA, and it closed near the low of day. So Apple is still feeling the effects of its bearish earnings. It has been running hard. Yesterday and Monday, it had actually green days, and Friday. It's taken a breather today. Amazon, the most likely scenario was a daily bull flag. And so my goal today was to look for a turn in Amazon for this daily bull flag because we were holding that 0.382. So it didn't confirm the daily bull flag, but let's see, we got over yesterday's high by 17 cents. That's step one in that direction. And then since we're on the daily bull flag theme, Meta, daily bull flag, we got over yesterday's high. And I was pointing out this 453 support that held here and here, and it was keeping that 0.382 retrace still super healthy. Microsoft and Netflix were a little bit different. They had 2-day bull flags. Microsoft did a great turn today, very bullish, closed up at the high of day. Netflix didn't close at the high of day. We did get a nice little turn in the morning, and this still could be a 2-day bull flag on Netflix. So Netflix had a beat, and I'm looking for some continuation there. Okay, going to ARM. ARM has earnings right now and quite a beat, it looks like. Remember, they service NVIDIA. They have components that go to NVIDIA, so looks like they beat. Congratulations, ARM bulls. I am an ARM bull. I took a position a couple months ago. I posted it in the swing channel, and I still have a third of that, so that's doing good. Disney, looks like Disney is beating. There are the other people reporting this evening, so that looks like a beat. Congratulations, Disney bulls. Google is weak. We're still looking for a daily lower high. Yeah, we're in gap fill territory, but a daily lower high is the more likely scenario. But I would say that bulls performed pretty good today. We closed near the high of day. All right, NVIDIA. And again, NVIDIA has a lot of potential, has more opportunity because they haven't reported yet. And I think that's why these dips continue to get bought feverishly. We had a beautiful day, but we still didn't clear this after hour resistance here of 712.17, but we did get a new all-time high today during regular trading hours. Every time I look at NVIDIA, I like to look at SMCI. SMCI was weaker than NVIDIA. We couldn't get back to a high of day or a new all-time high. So SMCI showed some relative weakness at the end of the day. PLTR had some earnings continuation. They had 31% day yesterday. They had 8% day today. Everyone keeps asking me when they should buy this. I think the responsible thing to do is to wait for a pullback. I mean, this thing has gone up. That seems like it should be higher, 33% in 2 days. So I would wait. SMCI, we went over that. Tesla was weak. We're still looking for a potential daily lower high. We're no longer oversold on the daily chart. This weekly chart, we're getting a lower wick of bulls buying the dip, but Tesla has been very just choppy, dump down to the low of day, then a big move up. It's just been very volatile. That's the right word for it. Very volatile. Two names I like to give y'all names here and there, not every day, but EXPE, this daily squeeze. I think this chart is actually very pretty. A potential monthly bull flag. BKNG looks good in the same field. So I like Expedia, and then CRSP. When we see a squeeze like this in this tight of a range, the break should have some great follow through. It has earnings next week, so I'm going to hold off. I may buy a straddle or strangle for this earnings, and I rarely trade earnings. I think I did twice last year, but the way this is set up, a break could be good in either direction as far as follow through. And then let's look at the cannabis names. We had MSOS. We're still digesting this prior big move. I would say closing with a daily inside bar is respectable. OGI closed with a daily inside bar, respectable. And TCNNF had a look above and fail. So we got over the yesterday's high and we got over that 1186 resistance, and we were unable to get follow through, and then we came back down pretty hard. But this name has been moving so bullishly that I think that today it's excusable that they had a down day. Everybody gets a rest sometime. So tomorrow we have initial jobless claims and the 30-year bond auction. I just want to show you how we started out this morning on pregame and in the live show in our chat room. I was leaning more bullish. We just had all factors pointing to bullish except for the international markets. And then if you look at the heat map, we had all the right blocks green. When you have semiconductors looking this green and technology, you're having a good day. And also cyber names had a great day. Palo Alto Network and CrowdStrike. And one more I wanted to go over. Dan's been pointing out these late day trades, and today they played out beautifully. Meta, NVIDIA, SMCI. So these names that have this initial morning push, and then you wait for that pullback for that 15-minute high or low. All three of them hit. He's been pounding the table on this one, and they've been working out pretty well. All right, that's it for the market recap.